here at GDC 2016. I'm joined by two panelists that were just on a panel with me. Now we're doing a follow-up video about that panel right now. It's the most meta interview I have ever done. Brittany Brown from Twitch, Damian Estrada from 1UP Studios and Team Liquid. First off, how good was I on that panel, Brittany?
Terrible.
Oh, okay.
I think that they would know already, Travis.
Okay, that's fair. Damian, okay, so for those that don't know, we talked about storytelling and esports. Did you learn anything or anything that you thought was interesting from any of the other guys that were on the panel?
The other guys?
Yeah, because they're over there.
I learned a lot about you and Double Lift on the panel.
All right, very good.
I learned a lot of interesting things about SCVN2. Is that correct?
Yeah, SC, StarCraft visual novel, SC2 visual novel,
yeah,
SC2
that.
VN, yeah.
Yeah, I learned a good amount about how they framed their story a little bit around the Smash Bros. Documentary, which is really interesting, and how they kind of followed up what would be like I don't know if you'd consider that traditional, but it feels more traditional than a visual novel video game about StarCraft.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
We had to do this panel, but it was funny because all the questions were oriented towards like developers as opposed to the general esports audience. Brittany, were there any challenges, or what was that like for you answering questions where you're like, okay, these people might not know anything about esports?
I think my biggest challenge was I can't relate a lot to the game developer in creating these maybe documentary style pieces, so a lot of my work was more so interview styles or like on-camera hosting. And so I think for me, what I tried to focus on the most was just how to tell the most effective story, whether that be in just an interview style, just like one-on-one person, or a documentary style piece, and just the importance of being able to tell that story and why game developers should really get into the space and be able to tell stories about these professional players or even community members that are starting to play their game.
Damian, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at any of the other esports panels that are coming out today. Anything else that you're checking out here at GDC?
I did sit in the one in the morning with your friend Nicholas Allen and my former coworker Megumi Expert. So that was interesting. Oh,
so
Stephen Ellis.
Former pro players. And life after being a pro.
Pro players.
They were all washed up. It was great. Just kidding. They're all.
I learned that Thresh made a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot.
Actually, that was really cool to sort of talk about that to find out kind of like the salaries that some of these guys were making or the stuff they were pulling in. Like Snoopy was saying that he was making six figures a couple years ago, which, given the rumors around what pro players are making now, actually pretty surprising that he was able to pull that back then.
I think that a lot of things that I took away from that panel was just kind of the pro player experience, and kind of got to empathize with them and figure out how I can then pull them into this situation to where we are uplifting them and their brand within a storytelling sense. So I think that was my favorite panel thus far, and I'm hoping that there will be more panels. But I know that there's like the esports summit going on, so I'm probably just going to be sitting in that room learning more.
Now, obviously, GDC 2016, normally about GDC, just about general games, indie games, all this stuff, but esports has definitely been on the rise. There's so much conversation about it. Do you guys have any expectations for, what we might see here, or anything exciting or interesting on the esports front?
I'm interested to see, one, how new and upcoming game developers maybe foolishly try to create the next esports, or maybe more intelligently figure out how to integrate features that could help build out an esport. But on top of that, I'm really interested to see how VR attempts to bridge that gap. And I don't know if it is viable, but maybe it is viable. I'm not sure.
Viable? Oh, that's cute. I like that.
I think here at GDC, the main focus so far has been about mobile games coming into the esports space as well as VR. So I think that it'd be really awesome to see that grow. And I think a lot of the people that attended at least our panel were all mobile game developers. And so for us to tell them that it is very important to be able to go in and tell a story about the players that are playing their game, and then the community to latch onto that, then therefore bring their game kind of to life, would be really interesting to see in the future.
What about a merger, or like Google Cardboard, where you're playing the mobile game visually, or as a VR thing? That'd be good, right?
Not enough graphics.
Come on, Travis.
Tighten or bust.
Thank you guys so much for the interview, and thank you for being on the panel. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm Travis Gafford, and this is Yahoo Esports.